Welcome back to the Daily Dean. So we're here to discuss a question on a fraction of a percentage of the minds of the people who are watching this. Can you be equally racist to all races, thereby negating your racism? I've had this discussion. Well, I was thinking about this today for like an hour or two, and I've had this discussion as well in a classroom. Way back when we had in-person classrooms and stuff. And my classmates came to the conclusion that no, you would not be racist because you would be, treating everybody equally, even if you hate all of them based off their races alone. And I disagree. To me personally, that conclusion is silly because the presence of hatred because of somebody's race makes you racist, not its relation to how you treat other people. Now, to give an example, let's say that let's talk about what really is racism, right? I think this is also another definition. It's arbitrary discrimination, right, or negative feelings towards somebody based off their race. So we have, you could say justified discrimination or reasonable discrimination, like discriminating against a child owning a gun. Because, if a toddler is, wielding a firearm, their little tiny monkey toddler baby brains aren't going to be able to know the difference between safety on and safety off. So maybe we shouldn't give children guns or the ability to own guns or be, other stuff, because that's discrimination on a logical level, right? Children shouldn't have guns in their possession. They shouldn't be able to buy them or whatever. And so that's discrimination that makes sense. But you have arbitrary discrimination that constitutes a lot of what people consider racism, right? Saying that a Muslim shouldn't buy a plane ticket because of their religion, right? That's arbitrary, right? What does religion have to do with their, ability to fly on a plane safely? Or saying, other stuff that's not related to the ability to fly on a plane, because religion and, safety on a plane, they're not correlated. It's a whole separate thing. So discriminating against Muslim people in airports is arbitrary discrimination. So if you discriminated against all people, saying you can't get on a plane because you're black, you can't get on a plane because you're white, you can't get on a plane because you're Asian. If you do that to all people, but base it off their race, you could argue, oh, well, you're treating everybody equally. But I would argue, no, that is still discrimination based off race, which constitutes as racism. It's like being, if your base norm should be not being racist, right? Should be treating people equally, regardless of, or should not be taking into race into consideration for how you interact with other people. Controversial opinion. Racism is taught, right? It's not like there's some racist gene, like two researchers in the laboratory are saying, "Doctor, I found it, the racist gene," and then they eliminate it, and boom, racism is solved. No, it's something that people are taught, that toddlers and babies they're not born with it. So if your basis is not being racist bars, then moving that down, right, and now treating people differently because of their race makes you racist. So it doesn't matter if you treat everybody, with hatred, because that presence of that hatred makes you racist. So that's my take on it. And related to that is like how people refer to themselves with pet names in regards to the media they enjoy, right? So let's say you enjoy Harry Potter, you might hear other people refer to themselves as Potterheads. And while I think that I don't really do that myself, I think that I understand the sentiment, right, of how people want to assign their membership to something with that name. If, you say that racism is related to how you treat people in regards to your baseline, which is or how you treat other people related to their race. So let's say you treat everybody here, but then you treat, black people down here, right? Because how you treat black people is differently from how you treat, other races. That makes you racist, because in relation to your other baseline, it makes you, normal. It makes you abnormal, right? Because the way you treat somebody based off their race is differently from how you treat other people. But you have to think about it not in terms of relativity, right? You have to think about it in terms of what do we consider normal, not what does somebody else consider normal. Because the idea that I think that people who think that if you're equally racist to all races, it makes you not racist, is that if you treat everybody down here, then that makes it okay or not racist because that's just your baseline. Well, no, the baseline should be right here. The baseline is being, respectful regardless of people's races. So treating somebody down here is not the same. Now, let's say it's this is what I was trying to get to. Let's say you are a Potterhead if you enjoy, right, Harry Potter like this in relation to your other shows, right, or your other media or your movies or your book series. But if you like every other book series like this, does that make you not a Potterhead? Well, no, of course not, because you still enjoy this franchise. You still enjoy liking the series and the books and whatnot, so that makes you a part of that, membership, that affiliation, that group. Because the only membership criterion is enjoying the series. Just like the only membership criterion for being a racist is treating somebody poorly because of their race. So that's my take on that thought question that nobody else was possibly thinking of until I brought it up. I hope you enjoyed that, and that is all. I hope you have a wonderful week. So, bye.